Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Brian Vaughn VA here, back at it again with another D&D story. This time was one that we actually read live, or Dave read live on stream, and we liked it so much that we thought we'd bring it back for round 2, Brian style this time. Now, that out of the way, my Crown Jewel of D&D, How to Become a Big Bad Evil Guy. TLDR, the party plays with the big bad evil guy the whole time and ignores them until too late. This is my Crown Jewel. This took us 2 years to play. This is the story of me and AWOL. This wasn't fully operated by me, but it was definitely the most sad character I helped develop. I was playing Travis, a lawful evil kobold cleric of a god of knowledge, Savras, who would go to as many lengths as possible to attain knowledge of any creature. He ended up going into the Arcana domain, as that was one of the 2 domains Savras has control over. Savras was imprisoned in a staff for attempting to steal knowledge from other gods in order to benefit his own power. This is important for later. Because of this curiosity, he was given a bag of holding. This bag turned into a body bag, which he would use to animate the dead. He cast multiple rays of frost into the bag for preserving the corpses. Anyways, at a certain point, Travis decided that he wanted a successor, someone who would take his book to new levels, and possibly also someone to get him more bodies to study. You see, there was one race I had massive trouble studying: humans. Their physiology was weird compared to other races, especially their brain. It was shriveled like coral, but small unlike loads of other sentient races with large, smoother brains. Also, it just happened that humans were a rare but powerful race in this campaign. They were smart, and often in higher positions of power. Killing humans was like killing a child's mother. Loads of people would be looking for revenge. So I had to make it secret. I couldn't just use thaumaturgy and the actor feat to convince people that sketchy people were going to kill them, then swoop in to kill them and save the day. Humans were smarter than that. I'd have to get creative. This is where AWOL comes in. AWOL was a small human orphan that, once I talked to him, I knew was going to get me the corpses I wanted in order to perfect knowledge of all living things and become a perfect lich. Knowing of all. I originally wanted AWOL to train him as a human successor and speaker for me when I took over the kingdom, but his backstory made him way more useful, to the point that I ended up abandoning my original mission of killing the king in secret and stealing his power. You see, AWOL was abused by his family, not even taught how to read or speak. I had to teach him how to speak. I taught him Draconic though, so that only I could talk to him personally. So I already knew I could take him on a blazing path of revenge against all humans, and eventually other races too, with the right motivation. His family was based in the southern region, a racially diverse and usually peaceful region where not too many people were violent. It was the most peaceful area in the region and was where people would rest. It was a nice place. I hoped it would be a farm for evolution and studying once I was done with it. I talked with him more and finally got him to pray to a god named Azathoth. An old god. All Azathoth wants is destruction of those who replaced him. Perfect for a misguided murderer. So he became a cleric. As we leveled and attempted to defeat the BBEG, I constantly gave him reminders of what he would be able to do later, and taught AWOL how to kill. I was the only loving figure AWOL knew, so he took it perfectly. He started to hate multiple races: half-orcs, elves, humans, halflings, loads of different races that specifically weren't draconic in nature, as to protect my own scales. The moment finally arrived. We were all around level 17, AWOL around 12 or 13, and we were headed south towards the region I knew so desperately AWOL wanted to destroy at this point. I told the rest of the party that I would be privately training AWOL for a while, and that they could go on ahead. As they went through these towns, getting rid of their evil and saving the villagers of loads of different races, We trailed behind them and used the weak and weary villagers as the perfect training ground to test my new level 13 apprentice of destruction. It worked perfectly. Being a Tempest cleric of chaotic evil god led this kid to being probably my best tool. This kid who knew nothing of a kid and happy life was being used by me to kill thousands. Every time their party left the town, we'd torch it. Throughout the whole southern region, AWOL torched it. I raised and sent back to a base I'd set up specifically for long-term body storage. We went through thousands of bodies. Of course, the table knew what we were doing out of game, and they were horrified at it. I had trained this child, who had no idea what love was, into this twisted, manic killer of everyone who wasn't draconic. It was a slaughter. Eventually, we get to one of the larger, more well-defended cities. We can't just torch this like a village and collect the skeletons for later use. We would have to get creative. I was able to restrain the now level 17 Tempest cleric, he gained way too much experience after the slaughter, and get into the city. We were all around level 20 by now. We were approaching the end, and the fight with the big bad evil guy. AWOL and I, however, did what we always did. Once we got inside and past the guard, we waited until night, and then torched it from the inside once we saw the party leave. At this point, nothing could stop the raging monster that was my apprentice. Not even me, sometimes. We were roughly equal in strength. He was a 100% chaotic evil, and I was his lawful evil person to calm him down. Now, you don't just torch 30,000 people without it getting out. This was the next step of my plan. Get the military down here. The rest of the party was made of essentially goody-two-shoes. Helpful that they were constantly leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. Of course, they deny their collusion with the destruction when asked by the military, get into a bit of a squabble, and kill a few of the more angry guard. Now they're definitely on the hit list. Too bad they now realize who's not with them. They quickly turn their backs to the military and chase us down. It doesn't take long for them to see destruction in their wake. Once we realize what they've done, we desert and head back to my base, where now over 300,000 skeletons await my command. AWOL hits level 20. It becomes a massive fight in the southern region. The military and the party versus me, AWOL, and our 300,000 skeletons. For the army, we just added up the CR totals and subtracted, then divided again. I ended with around 15,000 skeletons and a defeated military. I sick 'em on the party. Now, AWOL needed this. He had been facing a party 4 level 20s with just me, and he was getting hit hard. He was hitting hard too, but he was the one they were focusing. However, once the 15,000 skeletons are seen by the party, they realize their situation and ditch. That is where we left the campaign. We were thinking of making brand new characters as I established my much-wanted body farms of the remaining people. The whole southern region is under AWOL and my control, and our gods are quite happy with our work. We established them as the 2 gods of worship and haven't looked back. It's us versus the world, after all, and we're on the losing side, most likely. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Brian Von VA, and I hope you liked the video today. Hey, that kind of rhymed, didn't it? Like I said in the beginning of the story, it was originally read live by Dave on the stream a while back, but it was towards the very end of the stream, and we wanted to share it with you folk who may have missed this thing around the time we were doing it, because it was a very disturbing and very, very good gem of a story, and we loved it a lot. As always, if you liked the video, then please leave us a like and consider using your bonus action to subscribe if you already haven't. Make sure to ring-a-ling-ding-dong that bell for all of your lovely notifications when we go live or upload a video, and follow MrRipper on his Twitter, Join his Discord for all those D&D fans out there. You're going to love that Discord. And his subreddit r/MrRipper, where you can submit any story you want that you'd like us to read out loud. Links are all in the description. You can also use your help action to head on over to my YouTube, where I tell tales of voice actors and stream a lot of gaming content. Helping me hit that 1,000 sub marker before year's end also would be pretty grand. I too have a Discord and a Twitter that you can tag along on. Links are in the description below. With that story done, I have to say I am more than impressed by the creativity this world has. Imagination is something a lot of kids sadly leave behind as they age. But I'm here to tell you that it's okay to let your inner child have fun every now and again, no matter how old you get. Take a minute to look at the clouds and guess their shapes, see which one looks like a spaceship or an elephant. Laugh and smile when you make silly faces in the mirror. Or every so often, tell a really stupid joke to your family and friends. Things like this are what keeps us together and lets us all realize the world has bright spots in every dark corner, and in times like these, we need all the cheer and love we can get. So from me to you, please, make someone else laugh today, and make yourself have a little bit of a smile and a laugh too. Hell, even throw a joke in the comments below today with bonus points if it's D&D related. See who you can get chuckling out there. If it's me, I'll definitely record my reaction for everybody, and it'll be fun for everyone, I'm sure. All the love, everyone. See you next time. Be safe, be happy, and come back for more D&D stories anytime. You know we'll always be here for you.